there to our viewing audience, and welcome to the summer premiere of Meak Productions' National Black LGBT subsidiary and TV show, History of Black Gay America, where we encourage you to know your history and know your heritage. Once again, to follow us in everything that we're doing, follow our official website at blackgayusa.meakproductions.com. That information should be located at the bottom of this screen. And of course, you can also follow us on both Facebook and Instagram at HistoryBLKGAYUSA. We're also on Twitter at HistoryBLKGAYUS. And of course, all of that is found at the bottom of our screen. Believe it or not, I have one of our newest trailblazers here sitting right next to me. He's also a history maker with our company as our very first magazine partner, the editor-in-chief of the newest lifestyle magazine for African-American gay men, Ebanman, a media outlet, Ebanman Magazine. Joshua Luke is in the house, yes, man.
Thank you, thank you.
What is happening? Let's breathe for a minute.
Staying on top of it.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the concept of Ebanman. How did it get started? What was the original vision?
Okay, so Ebanman is a platform, as you say, for African American men over the age of 30. We specialize in the lifestyle itself. One of the major things that we talk about throughout is that we lose sight of who we are as black gay men, and we are not represented in the correct way. So we decided on creating a platform that will highlight all of the things that make us who we are, from business and politics and being trailblazers with our activism and our philanthropy, all the way to, you know, the clothes that we wear, the shoes that we buy, the people that we support, and our regular life, you know, what we do outside of what people know as the party life.
Awesome.
You know, because that's all that's being seen. But in the end, after the party's done and we go home and then we wake up the next morning, who are we?
Okay. That part.
So that's what we talk about here. And making sure that people see the real side of this lifestyle, you know, and we want to change that.
Absolutely. Because I think a lot of people are so focused on, there's a stereotype about the lifestyle, which is actually more than just a lifestyle. You know, our sexuality is just our sexual orientation.
Right.
There's more to life outside of who we go to bed with. So that's one of the reasons that I love this particular vision and this magazine, because we haven't had something like this in a while.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There are other outlets out there, you know, shouts out to them. But we haven't had something particularly like this that's actually targets the grown and sexy, as they call it.
Yes.
Those that are 30 and up.
Well, you know, the thing,
my age bracket, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm in my 40s, so yeah.
The thing that we've learned is that, you know, as you say, shout outs to all the media outlets. All of them have done amazing work over the years, but they have never gone a step further. And we always question why. We support everybody, but why aren't we taking the initiative and showing the true life of who we are? And
not the illusion.
And not the illusion. You know, it's all about the partying, the entertainment world. Who's the newest celebrity?
Yeah, thank you.
After you get past the celebrity status, who is that individual?
Who's the everyday
No
working
one
person?
knows that. They don't see that. And because of that, we noticed that there's a lack of. So we needed something, or somebody needed to do something. So the founder, of course, Tom Logan, shout outs to Tom.
What's up, Tom?
He decided that if we're gonna make change, that the only way to make change is that somebody has to be the one to do it.
Absolutely.
So he decided on doing it. And when he brought me on board, I fell in love with the project. I thought it would be inspiring because I, myself being young and gay, not knowing my history, not knowing what it took to get us to this point now, you know, I found that I could probably learn something in wake of being the editor-in-chief. In the process, I have, and I've learned a huge amount. You know, the things that we never talk about, the things that our elders always say, well, honey, you don't know that your history, or honey, you need to find out from somebody before you go out there and you just jump. Well, now, instead of just saying that, now we have a place where you can actually show it. You can actually talk about it. You can actually give them the things that they needed to learn, the skills that these youth need to learn, you know, that I didn't get. And I'm only 31, and I didn't get it. I had to learn it through trial and error, through heartache, through going through, you know, family dysfunctions, you know. You don't get these things, and that needs to be shown, that needs to be talked about, that needs to be enlightened within all of us, so that way, if we're going to make change within our community, before we actually go out there and help other people, we need to know where the problem is.
Hashtag facts.
And how to fix that problem. You know, and once we get there, then we can help each other, and then we can help the community at large.
Greetings, this is Angela Hutchins, the First Lady of History of Black Gay America, Atlanta chapter, encouraging you to know your history and know your heritage. Stay tuned for more empowering interviews after this break.
But we need to start with ourselves and figure out where the root is.
Absolutely.
And, you know, and that's one of the main things that Ebanman doesn't focus on, so people know and have a clear understanding. We don't talk about HIV and AIDS. And I'm going to be honest with you, that was a very difficult choice for us. And the reason why is because a lot of the times we forget the mental health that first came before that sexual misconception even happened. And now the HIV and AIDS is a reflection of what we have gone through. If people realize that, what happened to that young black gay boy who was raped by his uncle when he was young?
That part.
And then now he's just doing whatever he wants. STDs, HIV, now all of that is being brought into his life through sex, through drugs, through alcoholism, through the partying that we boast in society.
Absolutely.
And then we forget that it tarnishes all of these youth. And then what happens? The rates go up. The youth are getting it younger and younger and younger. And they say, oh, it's just HIV and AIDS, it's an epidemic, just get PrEP. Just go get a pill.
Wow.
But why didn't you tell them when they were hurting that they could have gone and seen a psychologist? Like when our Ivory brothers and sisters go through a problem when they're young. They go see somebody and talk about it.
Absolutely.
But we are too afraid to talk about our problems because we're so...
We don't even deal with it when we talk about even homophobia in the black church.
In the black church.
We don't even deal with sexuality, period,
they
in
don't.
the church dynamic.
They're afraid to talk about sexuality.
And then we want to church everything out.
And you can't church.
And you can't church everything out.
You can't church everything out.
And then we forget that there are are other issues within the black community
Right.
as a whole, and particularly with black men,
Right.
that are even more prevalent. We got to worry about prostate cancer.
Yes.
We got to worry about high blood pressure.
High blood
we got to
pressure,
diabetes and all of
big
that.
thing.
There are other things and other factors that go along with being black and gay.
And
Which is
it's
a
a
bigger
lot.
dynamic than what our Ivory brothers and sisters
And-
have to deal with.
And a lot of people don't realize cancer is killing us off faster than HIV and AIDS. And
that part.
and they don't talk about that. You know, and you know, you think about all the things that we could be doing instead of pushing so much on that issue when we could be out there helping our homeless ones.
Absolutely.
Whose parents are kicking them out left and right. And it's still a high rate, especially here in Atlanta. You know, we don't have an organization for that.
We don't.
We don't have an organization that's going to be out here fighting for our rights, for having a home, period. Or we don't have anyone out here trying to establish money to help bring food into the LGBT community for the people that are not eating.
That are homeless,
You know, that are homeless. No one's doing anything for all of the other things because they're so underrated.
And the ones that are, because I do want to give shout out to the ones that are making the effort, but even they are struggling.
They're struggling, and
because of the lack of funding and
Yes.
financial support.
Well, all that comes with everyone working together. Unity. A word that they forget. Unity.
We talk about that, but
We
we
will
don't
talk
really,
about it and talk about
we
it and
don't
talk
really
about it.
come
But we're not
together like we're supposed
unified.
to. Absolutely.
This community, if it was unified, does not need anything from the government.
Absolutely.
There are more resources, but between you, me, and everybody else, that we don't need the government.
Absolutely.
We don't need a federal grant to go and make some changes. But they're afraid because they're scared somebody may take from you and take from you, and the dipping has constantly happened over the years.
That
so
part.
because we're so afraid
Facts.
of each other,
Facts.
we're so afraid of what we can bring to the table because you might steal it,
Or you might outshine
or
me.
you might outshine me.
Or you're mad because I came up with the idea and you didn't.
We need to go back to our realities.
Absolutely.
Let's be very clear.
Absolutely.
If we got back to our realities and structure and showing people that blacks have common sense and dignity for themselves, maybe we can make change.
On that note, we're going to take our only commercial break. When we come back, we have more awesome wisdom from the editor-in-chief of Ebanman Magazine, Joshua Luke. Stay tuned. We have more in store.